So this is how I made my version of Turn Your Eyes Upon Jesus. The reason I was inspired to make this version of Turn Your Eyes Upon Jesus was because I was very inspired by Lauren Daigle's version. I guess there was something about that different sound that made the words kind of pop out for me a little bit more. And because that resonated with me so much, I wanted to try and make my own version of this hymn, which also happens to be my favorite hymn. So let's start and let's look at my project here. At first, actually, I just wanted to make an a cappella version of the hymn. So that's why you're going to hear in the beginning, there is an a cappella arrangement. And you'll also notice that the sound is a little bit low quality. I used a different microphone. I tried using this dynamic microphone, and I really was just playing around. I just wanted to sing something at that point. This song actually has just a few main instruments in it. What really gives it that very saturated sound, I would say, would be the vocals. So we'll look into that a little bit later, but first let's dive into the instruments. So for the first part, what you will hear is this sample and these Rhodes. Together, both of them just sound like that. So it's really simple. Let's go through what instruments we have here. So we have this electric piano, and we have a really disappointingly simple drum pattern. It's so simple. It's just kick, hat, snare, hat, kick, hat, snare, hat. That's it. And then I put in an upright bass. So altogether, they sound like this. And towards the latter part of the song, I would add the piano. At the last part, I decided to add this muted trumpet. But yeah, that is the track. This is the last chorus. And you might notice it seems a little bit boring, but what really gave this song life, I really believe, is my favorite instrument, which is my voice. I decided to paint this with a bunch of background vocals, and I really was just kind of filling up spaces. So maybe this is a good opportunity for me to kind of explain how I make my background vocals. What I usually do is I would record the whole lead vocal, and then I just kind of paint around it and kind of decorate it, if that makes sense. Usually in the first parts of the songs, I would just layer certain words and just put some harmonies. Turn your eyes upon Jesus, strangely dim. Soul, are you weary and troubled? So one type of background vocals for me would be layering certain words. Now the other kind of background vocals that I would do would usually be the oohs and ahs underneath, and these are just like support harmonic information, and kind of like I added some chords but then I used my voice, so that's like another type of harmony. His wonderful part is another example. And this one's actually one of my favorite harmonies for some reason. It just feels great. Through death into life ever. So what's great about thinking of it like a chord is when I'm not limited to the melody, I can do certain chord qualities like major nines, just go all out with other extended chords. Turn your eyes upon Jesus. So maybe one of these days we can try making a separate video where I can show you exactly how I make background vocals. And the last type of harmony that I like to use is actually my favorite, which are counter melodies. So what are counter melodies? These are the ones that don't necessarily go along with the melody, but actually are different, if that makes sense. So let's look at some examples here of some counter melodies. So in this part, I sing "Make Way for the King," and then after that, "Oh, we're going home." Let's take a listen. Through death into life everlasting, He passed and we follow Him there. Over us and no more hath. Okay, so I have different types of harmonies. One is the type where I literally just layer on the actual lead melody. The other type would be oohs and ahs, just supporting chords. I have two different counter melodies. The counter melody wherein I write a different set of lyrics. So that's one option. And the other option I would go to is basically singing the same lyrics, but with a different melody. An example of that is this part where it goes, "And the things of earth." And I would just sing that, but with a different melody. And another thing that I also like to change is the rhythmic information. So other than using the same rhythm, I would also change it up. So this is an example of that. This part. And the things of earth, and the will grow strangely dim in the light of His glory. So that was the initial thing, and I remember I did put together all of these in one night. I was so excited about it, especially when the vocals were coming together. And that's when I decided to bring this to my friend Nina, who's a guitarist, and asked her if she could jump in with her own licks and runs in between. So that adds more rhythm, and of course the famous lick that goes in the intro. Then she does a simple rhythm. The guitar here really just does more of an ear candy sort of function in the whole scheme of the song. I think the guitar just made the song tastier, essentially. But yeah, that's how I made Turn Your Eyes Upon Jesus, my version of it. So thank you so much for walking with me through this song. And if you have any questions or anything that you want to learn, please do let us know. I hope you enjoyed this song breakdown. I'm going to be breaking down another one of my songs next time. And I hope that you were able to learn something. And if there's anything else that you are curious about or anything that you might want to know, please do let us know. And we would love to help you in any way we can. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again next time.